Hey everybody, this is Joseph Hasek, and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the Sports Wrap. Welcome back to he should be in the Hall of Fame, but he is the broadcast legend, Stormin' Norm Rumack. Norm, what shirt you wearing today?
Oh, it's a Chelsea sweater.
No shit, Chelsea. Have you worn that shirt here lately?
Have I worn it lately? No, not lately.
All right. So do you wanna do a fashion show and show everybody your new Chelsea shirt?
Well, you can see it quite clearly on the camera.
Ange, can you see it, or do you need to get like glasses? Let me look.
I can see it. It's a very nice shirt. I wouldn't mind a close up if the producer can zoom in a little.
Listen, the producer's doing enough.
The producer.
That's so funny, Ange. You see how funny you made it? All right. So since I didn't plan to talk about this first, but since we're talking about the Chelsea Blues, are you still feeling the blues because they lost? They lost again. Yeah. They lost.
Yeah, they're on a terrible streak. They've lost. They've lost four.
Ange, do you see my new shirt here? Do you see it? It's a Brazilian. It's the new. Yeah. It's the away jersey Brazil. It's by Michael Jordan. You see that, Michael Jordan. So, which shirt is better, Brazil or Chelsea? Look at, and of course you got me with the hair and shaved. Like I feel like a baby's bottom.
No, I'm leaving faces out of it. I'm leaving faces out of it.
Sorry.
I do like the Jordan. I like the Jordan. I like the Brazil. But I'm gonna have to go with the Chelsea shirt on this one.
All right, knock her off the show. Producer,
well done, Angie. Well done.
She what?
I said, well done, Angie.
All right, whatever.
How about my shirt? Does anyone like my Ottawa Senators shirt?
The producer, yeah. On the gun today. Here we go.
Let's go, Sens. Go, Sens, go.
What is going on with you? I am very, this lady, Ange, is the leader here of the ladies on the Maple Leaf when we do Maple Leafs Forever, Leaf Talk and all that. And she's wearing an Ottawa Trojans hoodie. An Ottawa Trojans? Norm.
I gotta give credit where credit is due.
No credit. Norm's gonna come on. Norm's gonna come on and tell you it's not the Senators, it's the Ottawa Trojans. Norm, tell them why. Tell them why.
Well, I started calling them the Trojans because their logo is a lot like the Trojans that you find in the pharmacy.
Yeah. Which Norm hasn't used one since 1968. All right, so look, right, Norm? You're laughing. Come on. Laugh. That was a joke. You're laughing for 5 minutes here. Anyways, I digress. Let's talk about something good.
Angie's going to be able to, Angie, you're going to be able to open a sporting goods store pretty soon with all the jerseys you've got.
I know.
I'm looking for jerseys.
Yeah.
She doesn't have jerseys.
I'm open to a sponsorship. If anybody wants to send me clothes, I will gladly wear them. So.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Here, let me. Now, here. This is Angie, the president of the Ladies Network for FEM. What did you say again, Ange?
What did I say? I said I got to give credit where credit's due. And the Ottawa Senators played a great game against the Leafs.
No. That's crap. What did you say after that? I put the highlight on you.
Oh. I said I am open to any and all clothing sponsorship deals. So whoever wants to send me some clothes, ideally with sporting teams, logos, names, I will gladly wear them and also comment on where they came from on any of our segments. So
when you wear New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins, Oakland Raiders or Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
You're barred from wearing the Miami Dolphins, first of all.
I do not discriminate.
Well, I do. I'm the president of London, Canada.
Teams, anything.
All right, enough. Norman wants to sleep already, so let's get to talk. I have breaking news, and I want both Norm and Angie to hear this. As you know, Elliot Friedman also on the weekend, second intermission, talk about this. There is rumors going around. Norm, wake up. There's rumors going on that Austin Matthews may want to leave God's team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. All right? I have done some digging up. I'm pulling it up right now. and I sent it to Ange. I also told you about it yesterday, Norm, but I sent it to Ange, and here it is.
It's a big trade.
The Maple Leafs are talking, presumably to Minnesota. They're also talking to Philadelphia. Philadelphia has done an offer, but I suspect, first of all, Austin Matthews may want to play in Philadelphia, and the offer is not that great like this one. Austin Matthews to the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota wants to give up Jasper Walsett, the goalie, great goalie. Charlie Stimmel, he's a forward. Daniela Yurkov, he's another forward. And David Spacek, who his father was a good defenseman in the National Hockey League, plus a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 first-round pick. And guess what? Another first-round pick. That's Minnesota and the Maple Leafs. And guess what? We're going to be joined by Mark Everett Kelly right now. Here he is. He's live from his... I got him a new car and everything like that. Mark, first of all, before Norm answers that previous question, again, on behalf of everybody, myself and everybody here at the Fired Up Network and Ange here at the Fab Network, want to give you a speedy recovery and condolences. He lost his mom a few weeks ago. But I digress here, Mark. Hold on here. Norm's going to give, you're welcome. Norm's going to give his thoughts on potentially, Mark, Austin Matthews may be traded to Minnesota. What do you think of that trade, Norm? And is that enough? Maple Leaf got enough or no?
No, I think they should still shop around for more if he's that determined to leave. They've got lots of time, and they can do it right at the draft.
So what would you want to see if they're trading Austin Matthews?
Well, I think they never replace Marner's scoring, so they need a scoring forward up front.
Yes.
And they need an A-lister defenseman. Like I'm saying, a bona fide guy who could be number one defenseman on any team. That's where they're really in need. Those would be the priorities. And if you get some goalkeeping along with it, I mean, you're giving up one of the best players, outside of Connor McDavid and Alex Ovechkin in the National Hockey League. His scoring was down a little bit, but and he'll apparently recover fully, be ready for training camp in the fall following his successful surgery. So that's good news. But I wouldn't be hopping at the first offer I get. That's for sure.
Now, do they need more young guys that they can train? Like, I feel like we've done that route, we've tried that route, or do we need more senior guys who can literally just play the game well?
Well, they need some leadership, that's for sure, because when you only win one round in 10 years, there's something missing in that dressing room as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
All right,
I didn't realize Austin Matthews is actually from the States. He's born in California.
Yeah, he's from Arizona, yeah.
He's from Arizona, and he speaks Spanish.
Okay. So at first I was like,
and Mark told me
maybe he would go back to.
Mark told me this. One of the reason, Norm, you know this. One of the reason why I have the mustache is because of Austin Matthews. He says you pick up chick once you have and Mark, you got to have this. Forget about the goatee. Here, you got to have this. Okay, Norm agrees. Norm has many lady friends. He had more lady friends when he had a mustache. Okay, that's the truth. Isn't it
I never had a mustache.
See, that's why he never had so many lady friends. But Mark, you're the only American on the staff here right now. For Austin Matthews, what would you give up to get him?
Well, I mean, let me ask you guys, where would you place him in Maple Leaf history as far as the greats? Is he into top three, top five?
I'll ask Norm because he's the oldest one here, but he's probably top 5 goal scorers. Okay. He's probably, maybe
top 5. This gets back to the if I can intersplice this topic, but it gets back to the LeBron versus Michael Jordan. To me, comparing generational players is ridiculous because there's different circumstances for each generation in terms of what they play in, the technology, the medical knowledge, all that kind of stuff. And so, depending on which players you're talking about. You know, there were different teams. It's a team sport. So it depends on what kind of players you got around you. Like I said, this year, the Leafs were diminished without Mitch Marner because they never replaced him. So to compare, you know, for example, Austin Matthews, well, let's just say, for example, a Daryl Sittler. I'm just saying because he's a recent, or a Dougie Gilmore, or one of those players. It's like they've got different strengths. You know, like Wendell was a tough as nails power forward, right? He could score and he could hit, he could fight, he could do all that. That's not necessarily Austin Matthews' game. He's not a fighter and he shouldn't be a fighter. You know, it's a waste of his talent. So to compare generational players, or a Dougie Gilmore is a great two-way player, a great checker, and a great scoring for center iceman. So it's like, to compare generational players, I think just like I say, I think the Jordan LeBron comparison is a waste of time even talking about it, or comparing to Wilt Chamberlain. Like, what's there to compare from so long ago?
It's a different game too, right? Like the games.
Yeah, the rules have changed. You're right.
The rules are.
All right. Hold on. Number one, I gotta say this. Number one, I agree 100,000% with Norm. Number two, Mark, wherever you went, the guy came out like a movie star. He gets out of his car. He's looking like that was a movie hit. The guy, did you see that ad?
I did.
He comes out, he's a movie star. He goes, okay, mute me for 2 seconds, and that's it. He comes.
We just gave him whatever he wanted, and he walked right out. You know, it was a very easy transaction. We're going on errands today.
The better question is, because we're all Maple Leaf fans. Mark
Everett, Mark Aaron.
No, that's what I'm saying. Mark, you're not the Maple Leaf fan. So where would you put him in the ranks of NHL hockey players?
Well, I mean, he's been one of the most consistent players the last 10 years that I've seen. And it's hard to pinpoint why exactly the Maple Leafs have only won, like Norm said, one round. To me, that's like almost like an amazing accomplishment in a bad way, because they've had so much talent. But Joey, you and I have talked about this. They lack a solid defenseman, and they never really had a lights out goaltender. So those are probably two big reasons. But offensively, guys like Matthews is what got them to 100 points and what got them in a position to where they can make the playoffs after not making it for so long. But so I wouldn't just give him away if I'm Toronto. To me, he was the face of the franchise for a long time. So they need to get back something that they can build upon. And like Angie said, like you don't want veterans. You want younger players that you can develop that have like real talent. Because if you're just replacing them with another veteran, you're not really building anything sustainable that's going to last more than 2 or 3 years.
But I feel like we've tried that. Like we've done with the young guy. Maybe we're not getting the right ones, but like.
But no, you got to try it again, though. It's like you got to wait. You got to hit it. You got to keep going until you hit it. You don't always get it first time.
I think they need a couple of guys who've won Stanley Cups, who've been in long Stanley Cup battles. I think that's the kind of dressing room leadership they need, because obviously it's the playoffs where they fail, right? As everyone has talked about already, and every Leaf fan knows, one playoff round win in 10 years. I mean, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So especially with the talent they've had, they didn't have Marner this year, but they had him in previous years. That's not a knock on Marner, by the way, but I'm just saying there's something missing that's holding this team back from taking advantage of the skill that they do have. And I think I would slightly disagree with Mark in terms of, yes, they need young talent, certainly a franchise type defenseman, franchise player type defenseman, which they don't have. That's for sure. Actually, they need two of them. And they need to replace that scoring that they've lost, first of all, with Marner. And if they do move Matthews, that's a lot of scoring down the drain. So they would need more than draft picks. Everyone thinks a draft pick is like, oh boy, can't wait to get a first rounder. Well, not every 18-year-old is ready to step into the National Hockey League, step in and then become a superstar, right? You're talking about 2, 3, 5 years before they reach their potential, probably, in a lot of cases, right? Not everyone is a Quinn Hughes, for example. Just picking, one player.
That's an
So
example that
they
Norm's
they
got.
they need. That's what I'm saying. I think that locker room is crying out for some veteran Stanley Cup leadership experience.
And for the point that Norm's making, the Buffalo Sabres this year are going to make the playoffs for the first time in 14 years. They have picked first, second, third, seventh, eighth, 10th. Almost the whole team is top 10 pick, and it took them 14 years. Forget about winning a round to get to the playoffs. Okay?
Yeah.
To get to the playoffs. All right. So here's the final on this topic, and I'm going to ask the table. Start off with Angie. September, October of this year, Austin Matthews in a Leaf jersey or something, and another jersey? Yes or no?
Another
Leaf
jersey.
or
Another jersey.
Another-
I think he's done.
Okay.
He's over it. He wants to win. He's got that grit. He's got that motivation. And if he has the opportunity to go on a team that could possibly win, he's going to go.
All right, Norm, Austin Matthews, this Leaf jersey or another jersey?
Well, it sounds like that's where the story is heading. We'll see if it comes about. Not every rumor becomes a fact, but this one certainly has strong possibilities. And so we'll find out in not such a long time from now.
Commit for once in your life. Commit in a Maple Leaf jersey or not?
I said I think so, but it's not 100% certain, though.
It's absolutely.
I'm saying with absolute certainty, it's not a certainty. How's that?
Yeah.
How's
Yeah,
that for
it's not a-
certainty?
That's like kind of like consistently
Mark,
inconsistent.
Can you clarify what he just
Yeah,
said?
consistently inconsistent, exactly.
It's a certainty that guy, he's never fired up, but it's a certainty he will be fired up if I got him fired up. But anyways, Mark, yes or no? Does he move from a Maple Leaf jersey to a New York Islander jersey?
No, he doesn't. No, that's not happening.
No, but from a Maple Leaf jersey to every other one, right?
Yeah, I think they're gonna part ways with him. I just think that there's too many. I mean, you guys know better than I do, but there's too many bad feelings that really they never won, and there's some reason, like Norm said, there's some reason why they just don't win, and he's probably seen as the poster boy for that.
And I gotta say this: one or the main reason, they tried coaches, they tried GMs, they tried
Right.
players. If everything doesn't, there's one thing that they didn't try, and that's upstairs.
Okay.
And Norm and I would know amazing about Rogers and everything like that. So that's all I'm saying. Because Rogers is taking, and I don't care if I get in crap or whatever. Mark is going to save me because he's the two-time Emmy Award winner. Rogers is screwing up sports in Toronto like crazy. All right, like crazy. They own everything. The Marlies they own. They own TFC. Never mind. Let's talk about something else. Okay. Let's talk about. By the way, just coming down the pike here, this guy has just signed almost as big as Norm, a 4-year, $168.8 million deal with the Seattle Seahawks. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 4 years, $168 million. Norm, your thoughts?
I don't have the player statistics in front of me, so I don't want to make a comment and then sound
He's
stupid.
one of the best wide receivers in the National Football League.
Okay, that's good. I still don't have the stats. Give me the stats.
You want his stats? I'll give you his stats. Angie, what do you think? Now you want your stats.
I think that's great. I think why not? I mean, good for him. That's a lot of money. That's a big contract, and hopefully he can deliver. Sometimes changing teams is a lot for someone. So.
All right, Jackson Smith and Jigba here. An average of $42.15 million a year. Okay, last year, the 24-year-old enjoyed a stellar 2025 campaign, catching 119 passes for a league-leading 1,793 yards, 10 touchdowns to earn his first Pro Bowl. Smith and Jigba also tallied 17 receptions for 199 yards and 2 scores during the Super Bowl run. And Smith and Jigba caught a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl where Norm enjoyed it in my home, eating everything. So is Jackson Smith and Jigba, Mark, worth $168 million?
No, nobody's worth that kind of money, but that's what they're giving to wide receivers now.
All right. So that's Jackson Smith and Jigma signing on. And by the way, more
I mean,
news.
you tell me, Joe. Aren't wide receivers? They're kind of like a dime a dozen now, anyway. I mean, you
Well,
shouldn't overpay.
like to argue with that, Seattle just came off winning the Super Bowl. He is one of the best wide receivers. He teamed up with Cooper Kupp also. So is he worth 168 million? Like, come on, nobody's worth 168 million dollars. But if that's the going price, that's the going price. And if he's the top 1, 2, or 3 in the NFL, that's what you got to give him. Now, more breaking news, and this is it. Mark, I'll start off with you because this week, by the way, we're going to have hopefully a couple other, maybe a player, maybe a reporter join us for Major League Baseball season preview. The Major League Baseball season starts in San Francisco on Wednesday with the Giants taking on the Yankees. It's on Netflix. The first game of the season on Netflix. And by the way, I have heard a lot of WWE talent are going to be in San Francisco for that game. So expect Seth Rollins, Norm's favorite, Seth Rollins, except Braun Breaker, Brock Lesnar, and Mark's favorite, Bianca Belair. Mark's going to have the hair twinkling and all that. But today, the Blue Jays have signed John Schneider to a 2-year extension to 2028. And Ross Atkins, I'm going to get Norm on that also, to an extension to 2031. Mark, we'll start off with you. John Schneider, 2028. Is he worth it? Do you think he's going to get fired before then? And do you think he will win the World Series before then? Put it that way.
Well, how much do you think, man? Really?
Mark, you're having some technical difficulties, so hopefully we can get that. Well, I'll come back to you around. I'll go with Norm here. Norm, me and you already, we talked about this off here and all that. Schneider, yeah, they're rewarding him for what he did last year. Let's face it. I don't know, 2031 to give the general manager, that's a long time. Okay, yes, he got them there, but it's like, let's see what he does this year, right? So what do you say about these two things?
Well, only 2 teams make it to the World Series, so he did. So you get just like, Vladimir Guerrero, when he got his big contract last year, it was based on what he's done to that point in time and what they project he'll still do in, for his sake, hopefully, many years if he stays healthy of continued excellence and prowess at the plate. And he's become much better defensively too. So as far as Schneider and Atkins go, you get rewarded on what you've done to this point in time, and that's fair. So, and if for some reason things go south, something unforeseen, you can't really see it. The Blue Jays have a strong roster, defensively, offensively, pitching wise, all that kind of stuff. So they should be one of the best teams in Major League Baseball. And yeah, you'd have to think they're an odds-on favorite to get back to the World Series. So would the Dodgers be in the National League. And maybe we'll see a replay. And, last year the Jays were 1 out from winning it, or 1 play away from winning it. And that's the way the breaks go. So maybe this year they get the lucky break and they're the champions. But yeah, I think the Atkins-Schneider deals are more than fair considering what they accomplished last year.
I just don't know if you give Atkins 5 years. Okay, for Schneider 2 years.
But if it screws up, you can always fire the guy and you pay him off a certain amount, and that's the way professional sports works.
Yeah, 5 years doesn't mean 5 years.
Yeah, not necessarily.
By the way, Norm, I want to bet Angie's taking me to the Blue Jay game on March 30th. And since I'm going with Ange, I might as well have the crew here. So, Norm, would you like to go to the Blue Jay game? It's on a Monday, and you're off Monday, so no excuses. Would you like to go to the Blue Jay game?
With you?
With me and Ange.
On Monday, March 30th?
That's the date, right? Right, Ange?
30th or the 31st?
Now it's the 31st. You
I
told
said
me
30th. Hold on.
All right,
checking
that's
right
the
now.
30th. It's the 30th. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday.
Well, let's talk about this off the air. The audience doesn't really give a rat's
No, they
tail.
want to know because
No, they don't want to know. They don't care. Why should they care?
The broadcasting legend will finally come back to the Rogers Center. When's the last time you went to Rogers Center, Norm?
So many years ago, I've forgotten.
Yeah, I'm not taking you up to the media box so you could have your hot dogs and trafe and all that. All right, I'm not
Yeah.
taking you that. All right, okay. So that does it.
It's actually Tuesday, March the 31st.
No, I'm working.
Look, you screwed me up. I told you that is back. All right. Now
Tuesday, March the
I'm all
31st
flustered, Norm. I'm
against
all
the
flustered.
against the Colorado Rockies. Game starts at 7:07.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about
That game's already over. The Blue Jays won the game. It's already over.
perfect, love it. But their home opener is this Friday, March 27th, against the Oakland Athletics. So
Another weak team. That game is over, and that series is over too.
well, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
If it's a 4-game series, the Jays win 3 or maybe sweep it.
Mark is back.
Very
Mark,
least they-
now, hopefully we could hear you. But
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Norm says no to the invite from Angie for Monday's game, but Angie also has tickets for Tuesday. She'd like to take you to the game on Tuesday. It's a barn burner. It's the Blue Jays and the Colorado Rockies. Here, have you been to the Rogers Center since it's revamped?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Last time I went there was 2007.
Oh, that's time. It's time, Mark.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
time.
no,
So-
it's beautiful. It was one of the nicest parks that I've
Mark,
seen.
you got a standing invitation for Tuesday, March 31st from Ange to go to the game and witness the Blue Jays and Colorado Rockies. And it's Tuesday. It's cheap hot dog night. $1 a hot dog. $1 a hot dog. Let's have Mark come up here and you could have you could go to the game, have a cheap hot dog, and let's see who eats more hot dogs, you or Ange.
Well, unless they have
Ange
$1
loves
a
hot dogs.
flight, they need to have $1 a flight night so I can get up there. Real
No.
cheap.
It's all taken care of by Norm. That will be all taken care of. He spares no expense for that. Norm will take care of that for you. All right.
Don't worry, Mark, because Joe will supply the Pepto-Bismol for you.
Yeah, I'll supply the Pepto-Bismol. Norm, I will take that. I'll give you $100 in Pepto-Bismol. Norm gets the flight, $600, and Ange, you get how many hot dogs do you think you could eat, Mark?
But like Kobayashi?
Yeah, no, it's $1 hot dog night.
I know, but Kobayashi's a hot dog. Wasn't he the hot dog champion as far as
whatever Kobayashi or Kobe Bryant or whoever. Come on. All right.
Yeah,
so
no,
here we got, and Mark, I want to get you on this here. The WNBA today, the players unanimously approved the new 7-year CBA through 2032. You know about the CBA. What do you think about it? And now, finally, the season starts May 8th. Toronto Temple is in the WNBA, and Toronto Temple will be at playing the first game here. Angie will hopefully be there covering it for Fired Up Network. If she's not, me and Norm will be there getting pizza, hot dogs, and everything like that. But what do you think of that new CBA? It's tremendous for basketball and tremendous for ladies sports worldwide.
Yeah, but I think if they didn't do it, it was really going to hurt the league. They can't afford it. They couldn't have afforded to have any type of longer work stoppage. So I'm really glad that it worked out for them. If they want, they try to get on equal footing as far as payment with men and everything, but they only can do the best that they can do. And I think there is a product. I think it is entertaining for the people that go see it. So they need to work within those parameters, and I think they'll be really successful.
Yeah, I think Mark makes a great point. All of us remember the damage that was caused by the '94 baseball strike, including the eventual demise of the Montreal Expos. So that's a real sore point.
It's coming again.
Baseball has to give their head a shake collectively, the players and the owners, because you can only do so much damage to your own sport. And maybe the fans don't come back in every market so quickly.
Well, I mean, you guys
what-
remember with the NHL when they set up
Yep.
for that season, and then remember 2011, 2012, they almost did it again,
Yep.
and that
Yep.
would have killed the sport.
And here I was talking to a former GM today, trying to get him on the show here, and it looks like Bettman has told Atlanta, Kansas City, and Atlanta, Kansas City, and Houston they will not be in the next expansion for the NHL. This is exclusive news to Fired Up Network. Exclusive news to Fired Up Network. I don't think Atlanta, Houston, and what's the other team I
Not
just
Atlanta
mentioned?
again. Atlanta's failed
Yeah.
twice already.
Yeah, no, I was told the opposite, that Atlanta and Houston and a second team in Toronto in 10 years are definitely on the books.
Yeah, but in 10 years to 10 years. But I'm saying right now,
Well, not right now, no.
he has told the people involved in Atlanta, Houston, and the other team I forgot he just mentioned that they're not going to be for this year. In 10 years, I agree with Norm and everything like that. But that's what I heard with that. Now, Norm is.
Here's what I heard. I heard, and this makes no sense, that the NBA have narrowed down the options for two.
That's the NBA. We're talking NHL.
I know, but I'm telling you NBA. Seattle, Las Vegas, Vancouver, and Tel Aviv.
And
Tel
where?
Aviv.
I know.
Well, they're going to put Israel in a team with LA and all that.
That's what I don't understand it. I don't understand it, but that's what I read.
And I guarantee you. Okay, first of all, let me clear off what these players are telling Ange, because a lot of players will tell Ange anything here. Okay, let me clear off this, and Norm could basically address it. Mark maybe too. There are two teams coming in to basketball. One is Vegas, and one is Seattle. Case closed. Tel Aviv, maybe in 75 years, Norm says Toronto's getting a second team, and Nashville, maybe in 75 years, they can't even spell Tel Aviv, and they're not even going to fly over because they can't. That's it. They can't.
Yeah, back to also the WNBA. I just want to throw this out there that, Toronto is in a very interesting position because the Toronto Tempo are entering, their first ever WNBA offseason, which means they basically have to build an entire roster from nothing. So, the next little while is going to be interesting with the expansion draft starting in early April. Their free agency, same thing. So I think, it'll be really interesting to see, but they're going to have to throw together a team like really quick.
All right. I want to touch on this, and maybe we should get Karma later on this week, but Norm, Griezmann is traveling to Orlando to finalize an MLS transfer. Another star name, older name, heading to the MLS, possibly playing with Orlando. Your thoughts?
Say the name again.
Griezmann.
Oh, Antoine Griezmann.
Yes.
Yeah, well, in his heyday, he was certainly quite good. I haven't seen him play lately. So, but, the MLS has become a retirement league for veteran players. Now, you can get a Messi who can probably play till he can probably break the Gordie Howe record and play till he's 50. But that's like a once in a lifetime type situation. As far as Antoine Griezmann, I haven't seen him play lately, but in his prime, he was certainly a heck of a player.
So here's what I've been. France World Cup winning striker Antoine Griezmann is to hold talks with Major League Soccer's Orlando City, having been permitted by his present side, Atletico Madrid, to go to the U.S. during international break. A source and a player told the Associated Press, should both parties agree on a deal, the 35-year-old player would move to Orlando this summer after seeing the present campaign with the La Liga outfit. So, and it is believed he will sign a 3-year deal. Now, side note here, also, it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo has told some friends in Saudi Arabia, bye-bye, after the World Cup. He is trying to negotiate a deal with the MLS. Now, it looks like the MLS commissioner is going to award 5 teams to have the right to have talks with Cristiano Ronaldo. One of them will be Miami, one of them will be Toronto, one of them will be Montreal, and the other 2 you're not known yet. But imagine this: Messi, Ronaldo on the same team.
That's
Messi
crazy.
and Ronaldo on the same. You talk
That's
about taking
almost not fair.
$800. Now it's going to be $8,000 a game.
Yeah.
Mark, how is soccer in the United States, Mexico, Canada, United States getting the World Cup here? By the way, you like my Brazil soccer T-shirt here. But Mark, tell me, how is soccer in MLS? Is it driving higher in the U.S.?
No, well, Ed, look, remember they had the World Cup in '94. I actually went to a match, and it didn't really improve the standing then. And really, I think what made a little bit of a difference was when the women won in 1999 when they beat China. Brandy Chastain, when she scored that goal. I think that's probably when it was at the popularity height. Soccer just will never be what it is in Europe here. Now, guys like Messi, like if you remember when Pele came over and he played for the Cosmos, that could bring over some fans, and the average maybe, soccer fan would go and watch that. But really, you're dealing with lifers, with soccer fans, and there is a small contingent of them. Even here in Alabama, we have some schools that are soccer heavy. That are really good at soccer and not other sports. But popularity-wise, it'll never be like one of the 4 major sports. It'll never be as popular as them.
All right, so we're both closing out.
Hold on, before we close out, speaking
wait.
of college sports, since we have Mark here.
I'm getting to it, Ad. I'm getting to it. That's what I'm getting to. First of all, Mark, me, Ange, and Norm previewed the NCAA and gave our first round matchups. Now we're going to go to Sweet 16 matchups in the NCAA. Sweet 16 is on Friday. They start here. We'll talk the ladies' side, but Mark, I'm going to anything in the first 2 rounds in the men's NCAA shock you, surprised you, or anything before we give a preview of Sweet 16.
Well, obviously, Iowa beating Florida was a shock. I think most people ripped up their bracket at that point because a lot of people had Florida going to the Final Four.
Andrew did.
Look, one of the best games to me in the second round was St. John's and Kansas. I like St. John's to beat Duke, and I like them to go to the Final Four. I think they've beaten UConn twice after and to me, what they're going to do is they're going to take down all the major programs. They took down Kansas. They're going to take down Duke. They'll take down UConn, and then they'll be in the Final Four. So 3 of the
I love that
most.
Because that's what I was going to say. I was going to talk about Dylan Darling's buzzer beater, which helped St. John's Red Storm, get their ticket into that Final Four. First time since 1999.
1999, and when they made it to the Elite Eight.
Those underdog stories, we talked about it in another segment. There's always going to be one of those teams that kind of shakes things up and switches the script, which I love because I also did a little bit further research. Their 1999 team actually had 3 NBA players on it.
Sure.
So
Boochie Thornton.
For this team now, Mark, do you remember them? Can you name them?
Yeah, Boochie Thornton, Eric Barkley, Anthony Glover was on that team. Artest was, Meta World Peace was on the 98 team. Was another 99 team. That was a good team. They lost to Ohio State in the Elite Eight. I'll never forget that. It broke my heart.
Norm knows this. Ange knew, and Mark, Ange knew Meta World Peace when he was Ron Artest. Okay.
Yeah, so did I.
And hold on, Mark. Do you know who's into the WWE Hall of Fame this year?
Bad Bunny.
And you want to tell him?
Yes. Basketball player, lots of tattoos and piercings.
Oh, Rodman. Okay.
Yeah, Rodman's into the WWE Hall of Fame. All right, let's Norm to you because you've been quiet. I know you will need another coffee if I don't go to you. So here we go. Mm-hmm. We'll start off in the East. Friday, March 27th, 7:10 p.m. Number 1 Duke versus number 5 St. John's. Who you got? Mark got St. John's.
Yeah, I'm taking Duke. I think Siena did such a good job of scaring the living daylights out of them that Jerry McNamara is going to, their coach, is going to go back to his home, and he's going to be the head coach at Syracuse University.
Oh, hold on. He broke some news. Where's
Well,
the
I
news?
didn't break the news. No, it was broken a couple of days ago.
Well, you just broke
In
the
fact,
news.
the Duke coach congratulated Jerry McNamara, saying even though Duke won, he felt he'd been outcoached by Jerry McNamara. So Jerry played on that team with Carmelo Anthony in 2003, the Orange Soul Championship, set a record for, at that time, for 3-pointers in the first half. He had 6 in a championship game. And now he's going back. He did a marvelous job at Siena, getting them into the tournament. Like I say, he scared the living daylights out of Duke. You don't often hear a Duke coach saying he got out-coached, certainly not in the modern era. So that was pretty eye-opening. So, but I think Duke will have learned from that. So I'm picking Duke to win that game.
And Norm, do you know what happened with Siena and Noah Newman? Never mind.
I know what?
Right. Siena and Noah Newman. Come on, man. You got to be on top of Young and Restless, Norm, especially with Siena. All right. So, Ange, who do you got?
I always pick Duke. I normally always pick Duke, but I am super impressed with St. John's performance, and I'm going to call them the underdogs since they haven't been in this position since 1999. So let's party like it's 1999, and let's go St. John's.
And you're going to lose like it's 1999 because it's going to be Duke. Duke's favored by 6.5. Mark.
That means nothing. The Raptors were favored last night, and look what happened.
All right. So 9:45, number 3, Michigan State up against number 2, Connecticut. And we'll start off with you.
Michigan.
Michigan State.
Yes.
Michigan State. Magic
All right,
Johnson's
Michigan.
alma mater.
So go ahead, Mark.
I say, look, Tom Izzo's a great coach, and he's gotten them about as far as they can get. UConn's really good. I like them to win.
Norm.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tom Izzo. He's been already at Michigan State for what? Must be close to 25, 30 years. He's done a marvelous job. He's got that team on a roll. I'm going to pick them to upset UConn. Yeah.
All right. I agree with Norm. All right. So now let's get to the South. Thursday, 7:30. I'll go with Mark first. Number 9, Iowa versus number 4, Nebraska. Nebraska favored by 1.5.
Yeah, it's the corn cop game between the Cornhuskers and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Look, I think Iowa shocked everybody by beating Florida. How Florida let that last shot like I'd be wide open in the corner, and then they took the worst shot. Defending champion to have that upset. But Iowa, to me, they already beat Florida, and I think they can get to the Elite Eight. I don't know if they can get to the Final Four, but I think they're better than Nebraska.
All right, Ange.
I think I picked Iowa last time, so I'm going to stick with Iowa.
Norm.
I'm writing it down this time so I know when I can go after Drew when he loses.
I'll go with the Cornhuskers on this one.
All right. 10:05 on Thursday. Number 3, Illinois versus number 2, Houston. Houston favor 3.5. Ange.
I'm going to go with Illinois.
Norm.
Yeah, the Fighting Illini of Illinois.
Mark.
I'm going to go with Houston. I think Houston, for all the success they've had in the NCAA tournament, they have not won the NCAA tournament, even going back to when they had Guy Lewis and Elijah Wan. So I think they'll get to the Final Four.
I agree with Mark. All right. So now let's get to the West. Thursday, March 26th. Number 1, Arizona up against number 4, Arkansas. Mark, start us off.
I like Arkansas. I think that Calipari has got them playing well. They play a system that they really know well, and I think they'll pull the upset.
Wrong. Arizona. Norm.
Yeah, I like Arizona in this match.
I was going to pick Arizona.
We'll see.
Okay, she says Arizona too. Okay.
May the best
Thursday,
team
March
win,
20
guys. May the best team win.
We'll see.
Thursday, March 26th, 7:10 p.m. Norm, we'll start off with you. Number 2, Purdue against number 11, Texas. Purdue's favored by 7.5.
Yeah, I don't know. Flip a coin on this one. I think the Boilermakers will win this game, but I think it'll be a single digit difference between the two at the end of the match. Not that it really matters, but I think it'll be a close game.
I agree. Purdue's going to win, Ange.
I said Texas. I'm sticking with it.
Loser. All right. Go ahead, Mark.
All right. So the last time, you remember last time Purdue made the Final Four?
Yes.
When?
When you're 14 years old.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I think it was 1980, and I think.
And weren't you like 6 years old?
Yes. Okay.
So,
Texas has been an underdog. They had the playing game, and I think they match up really well with some of these teams. SEC team, they've had a tough regular season schedule, much like Arkansas. I think they'll pull the upset.
All right, so let's get to the Midwest here. Number 1, Michigan, 9.5 point favorites over Alabama. This is going to be a good basketball game.
Yeah.
It's a better football game, but I'm saying Michigan. All right, Norm.
Yeah, I'm going with the Wolverines.
Same. I pick Michigan.
So we're and if Mark picks Michigan, we're all yelling.
I'll get kicked out of the state, guys.
You don't have to just whisper it. Just whisper
No.
it.
But do you notice the trend here? Because there's another SEC team. I would pick Alabama anyway. I think they're good enough, and you're going to have a bunch of SEC teams trying to get into the Final Four. Alabama's good. I think they're better than Michigan, I think they'll defeat them and get to the Elite Eight.
Again, you're wrong. All right, finally, let's start off with
see.
Ange here. No, I know you're wrong. I have the
Mhm.
script here. I have the script. And Michigan makes the Final Four. All right, number 6, Tennessee up against number 2, Iowa State. Iowa State favored by 3.5 at 10:10 on Friday. Ange, we'll start off with you.
I picked Iowa. But for the record, Michigan is Joe's pick, like overall, I think. Aren't they your number one choice overall?
Joe is not the president right now. Joe's a host here. Norm, Tennessee, Iowa State.
I'm gonna go with Iowa State.
Yes.
Mark.
The trend, SEC, Tennessee.
Okay.
and that makes it 1 versus 6 in the Midwest when it goes to the Elite 8, and that makes it 1 goes to the Final Four. That's all I'm saying, Ange. That's all I'm saying. Michigan's number 1. They make the Final Four, and then we'll talk later on here. All right. And just to close out, because we both like men and lady sports. Mark, I'll start off with you with the ladies. Well, they're actually playing today also, but who's your pick, let's say, to make the Sweet 16 Elite 8 in the ladies side?
UConn.
Well, that's their number 1 pick, and they're favored today at 6 p.m. But get this, listen to that. They play Norm's team, Syracuse. All right, that's why I'm saying this. They play Norm's team. Norm's graduated from Syracuse. He's a Syracuse alum and all that. Connecticut's favored by 35.5.
Yeah, they've won 52 straight games by an average of 30-something points a game. So,
all right. So he says Connecticut. Ange, what do you say, Connecticut or Syracuse?
I'm gonna go with Syracuse on this one for my.
Because she loves Norm.
I have lots of friends in Syracuse.
Oh, no, come on, Angie.
It's the closest location to us, so I'm gonna choose Syracuse. Let's go, Syracuse ladies.
Now you're going to see how smart you are. Norm Rumack, the graduate of Syracuse University. Who are you picking, Syracuse or Connecticut?
Well, I love my alma mater, the Syracuse Orange, and the ladies team has done very well this year. So it'll break my heart, but if you ask me who is the better team, I'd have to say UConn. They've got that legacy and history that Mark's talked about for a long, long time now. You almost have to look on a calendar to find games that they lose. It's that infrequent. and they're loaded with superstars. You know, that some of them go on to the WNBA or play elsewhere. So I'd love to see my Orange. Put it this way: if my beloved Orange pull off the upset, Mark, it'll be one of the biggest upsets ever. No?
Oh, it'll be up there with the United States against Russia.
Or the United States beating. Never mind.
Uh,
All right.
Wait,
so hold on,
I
Norm.
got a question for you,
are
Norm.
you?
Norm, did
Huh?
you see Iron Eagle? His son is there.
Noah Eagle.
Yeah, Noah,
That's his name.
right? Didn't you graduate with Iron Eagle?
No, I graduated a few years ahead of him, but Joe and I have had him on our show before, and
We're gonna try to get it on soon also.
he's a great guy. A long time ago on the Fan 590, way back, I had Mike Tirico on the show.
Oh, wow. Holy cow. Yeah.
That was like
Tirico.
1996 when he was just starting to make a name for himself. So
Sure. No, Tirico and ESPN, absolutely.
yeah.
All those guys are Syracuse grads.
Yeah, Syracuse has done very well with the Newhouse School of Public Communications. That's a world-class school anywhere.
Mike Breen, another one. Yep.
All right. Mark, we'll close it out with you here. Any final comments as we look forward? By the way, Mark, I just wanted to tell you, baseball starts Wednesday. We're going to do a season preview of baseball either Wednesday or Thursday here, touching the Blue Jays and touching all the other teams in baseball. So check back here either Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Wednesday, the actual season starting, and then Blue Jays start with Oakland, or actually the Athletics, Vegas on Friday. So we'll either do Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Major League Baseball, you're more than welcome to join us. And hopefully we'll get remember last time we had Lloyd Mosby on and all that. So maybe we'll get another player or another guy who writes baseball and who writes books on baseball and everything like that. But check back here. So we're doing a special twice this week of sports shows. But Mark, I'll ask you this. I'm going to ask you this, whatever, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I hate to say this, but are the Dodgers the favorite to win the World Series again?
No.
Yeah, and I hate to answer it. The Dodgers are who they are. The Dodgers have won the division every year since 1988, I think. Well, they haven't won since 88. What bothers me about the Dodgers is how they take advantage of this situation by paying these guys later. Ohtani's not really making any money now. They've delayed it for about 20 years, and I think they're in a position to do that. I don't like that. I think all of their transactions should be something that they deal with this year. But before mentioning about baseball, I have something to say about the World Baseball Classic.
Go ahead.
I thought that the way the United States offense struggled, and then even with Bryce Harper's home run, you heard about the fight between Harper and Aaron Judge in the locker room. I think that was a good thing for them, because you want that type of leadership where they're really annoyed that they lost. The United States has only won one of these tournaments. And I think overall, despite getting to the championship game, they should have won that. They just couldn't hit. And going forward, where we invented baseball, I think that most people expect more out of the United States, and they're starting to feel the pressure a little bit.
And for people who don't understand, you're talking about the fight Aaron Judge and Harper had, but can you elaborate because some people, I don't think Norm heard about it, or maybe he did, but go ahead.
Well, and it was a leadership thing, that Judge was the captain, and Harper felt like he should have taken more of a leadership role. If you remember the 8th inning after Harper hit the home run to tie the game, Judge did not get a hit in the final. Struck out, I think, 3 times, looking twice, and those were the times where you have to come through. Harper did, and I think that was one of the things. If you remember Harper pointing at the flag of the United States, at that point, there was such emotion for them. They couldn't imagine losing that game. And one of the reasons why they lost that game is because they only had like 2 or 3 hits up to that point. And guys like Judge just didn't come through. He's expected to come through A lot of the other guys aren't. And I think that's the biggest problem that Harper had. And Harper, gets into it with some guys. You can like him, you can don't like him, but I think he wants to win. And I think he was disappointed the United States lost again.
All right, and this week, for you soccer fans and me and Norm, or certainly and Ange also, just maybe we'll find out Team Canada's first opponent. We got qualifying in the world there, but Italy has a very good chance to play Canada, and also another good chance if it follows the correct. It could be Portugal. All right, it could be so either BMO Field where Ange is going to sit there for like $800, and me and Norm are going to be in the press box
for 800 hours to try to get a ticket.
No, you're going to get a ticket. Don't worry. Even if I have to put Mark here, put him down to come down to Toronto and put him in. And that, did you see that Mark's car? Man, that is like a Playboy car, right, Mark? What car is that? Watch it be a Honda Kick or something.
Yeah, it's a
Hey,
Volkswagen.
Ange, I'll pay a nice sum of money to rock that Ottawa Senators jersey when you go down to the World Cup soccer game. I'll pay you to wear that down at BMO.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have to bail her out from jail because somebody beat her up. Come on. Norm, see, this is how Norm likes you. See, Norm.
Never mind,
Norm.
tell you, I have one better for you. I just bought a Montreal Canadiens hoodie.
Oh.
How about that one?
Well, there'll probably be a few Montreal Canadiens jerseys down there with the kind of season they're having and the playoffs they might have. So you might be in good company with that Habs shirt for sure.
There we go.
Ange is pissed off at you, Norm. Ange went for Syracuse, and you turned heel on her. You picked the other team.
Well, I was being objective. I said I love my school, and as Mark and I said, if the Orange were to ever upset the Yukon Huskies, it will go right up there with the Miracle on Ice almost.
I don't even know if I
back in 1980.
Norm, be quiet. We got a pussy on the shot here, so be quiet. Mark, show everybody your. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Chicken Head.
Chicken Head, pussy. All right.
And just throwing it out there, Chicken Head is an orange tabby cat, and we were just talking about Syracuse, so.
Right. How do you like that, huh?
I think Chicken Head knows something that we.
Thanks for saying me, Ange. All right. So there you go, Chicken Head. And how many other cats you have?
2.
And what's the other cat's name?
Lulu and Stinky.
Lulu and Stinky. Is Stinky really
Stinky? Yeah.
All right.
Stinky cat, because he never listens. He's a little stinky.
Okay, so Mark, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Look at Mark Everett Kelly on Facebook and on TikTok. I was at a softball tournament this weekend. We got a lot of video and a lot of it was a really good tournament, and we're getting a lot of exposure with TikTok and Facebook. So make sure you follow and like and share and all that stuff.
All right, that's Mark Everett Kelly, two-time Emmy Award winner, and hopefully we'll have him back later this week to preview the Major League Baseball season. Norm Rumack, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, right here on the Fired Up Network, usually with Mark and Angie and Joseph. So that's the best place to get a hold of me is right here.
All right, Ange, tell everybody how to download Roku, and tell everybody, where you can get TikTok and your shows, and don't forget to tell everybody to get a hold of us, because we're looking for people to work with Norm, sports reporters, sports writers, sports everything, to work with. Not everybody can work with a Syracuse graduate. Not everybody can work with us who wants to beat up a lady for wearing senator shirts and all that, or protect her. I don't know which one it is, but go ahead.
All right, so you can find us on Fired Up, all one word, Fired Up Network, streaming on all Roku devices. If you scan the QR code right in the corner of your screen there, right or left, depending which way you're looking, scan the QR code, it'll take you right to the channel. Make sure you download the app on Roku. You can find us on all social networks. You can find me at She Does Sports.
And what else do you do? Come on, tell everybody.
Oh yes, and then we also have a health and wellness segment as well on the Fem Network, so you can find that on the Roku devices as well, streaming on all platforms. And the hashtag or the connector ID for that one is @SheDoesWell.
And belated or happy
Easy.
birthday to Morris Brand. Happy birthday, Morris Brand. Today's his birthday. And don't forget, we'll be back here later this week, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday for sure, to discuss Major League Baseball. I want Norm's pick for the World Series then. And for people who don't know, and you know, Ange knows this, my betting is superb when it comes to sports. Do not follow Norm, whatever he says, because you're going to lose. You're going to lose if you follow. Norm, when's the last time you won a bet?
I don't make them that often, but I won the Fan 590 NCAA basketball pool in 2003.
And that was in 2002 when his team.
2003, Joe. 2003.
2003. Sorry, it's been so long since I'm working with you. I'm going crazy. 2003. Norm, what year is it right now?
Oh, I don't know, something like 2026.
Yeah, that's 23 years ago. 23 years ago, meaning Connor Bedard wasn't even born.
Okay,
All right.
speaking of birthdays today, since you mentioned birthdays, I will also say it's Kyrie Irving's birthday. So happy
Why not
birthday.
mention that guy? How could
Also-
you mention that guy?
Also, Jason Kidd and Jason Kennedy, the track cycling Olympian. So if we're talking sports birthdays, happy birthday to all of them as well.
And on
Okay,
Friday,
happy birthday.
Friday, Norm's favorite friend, Michael Hill, he turns 52. So on Friday, happy birthday to Michael Hill. And if anybody has another birthday that they want to state it now, or forever hold your peace. Thank you for watching the Fired Up Network. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Mark there for the sports wrap. And we'll see you soon this week, either Wednesday,
Keep
Thursday,
rocking
Friday.
those Senators and Habs shirts, Angie. You're doing a great job.
That's it. And what
That's
about her hoodie for Wednesday? Are you going to wear the hoodie of Montreal Canadiens?
Yeah, I think it's great that she wears the Habs and the Senators. She's like an equal opportunity employer, which is
I
great.
don't discriminate. I don't discriminate.
Look, we have a text coming in here. Hold on. Final thing here. Okay, here it is. It's from Mark asking he would pay anything to see Norm without a Chelsea shirt on. All right, Norm. Do you want to do show and tell here? I'll be. Where's the microphone, ladies and
No,
gentlemen?
we can't, or I have to rate this a different rating when I upload it to our channel.
All right, fine.
Sorry, Mark.
By next
Sorry,
week,
Mark.
Norm, you got one more week. So, Mark wants to see you without a Chelsea jersey. Wants to see Sun out next week, Gun out, and Norm out, and we're out. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year.